everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is Jay Lee's Corner. I am, of course, Jay Lee, and this is my review for Insecure Season 2, Episode 6, Hella Blows. Man, I kept thinking, what can hella blows mean? Like, what is they talking about? You know, what's the hella blows for? And I found out towards the ending. You know? So, let's just get into this review. It is like 1 a.m. So I'm like, let's get her done, son. So the episode starts off. We see that Issa's car is still trashed. She was having to move her car from one side of the street to the other. I guess that's the LA thing, because I'm like, why is she up moving her car? And I'm like, oh, it says, you know, no parking from one time to the other. So, you know, here in Michigan, for the most part, people who live in residential area, well, I guess if you live in, well, no, I live in an apartment and we got a parking lot. So I'm not, you know, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe that's the LA thing. We don't have that much here where you can't park on a residential, you know, where you live at, you can't park there. Not here. So, anywho, we see Molly and Dro, and, you know, Molly's feeling awkward, of course, because why? She slept with her married friend, even though her married friend supposedly has an open marriage. So, you know, when Dro called her, she was kind of just, it was an awkward conversation. It was like not flowing, just like, you know, hey, what's up? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? That this weirdness. She then says, like, we're going to talk about the fact that we had sex. And he's like, well, even if we whispered, you know, it's not going to stop the fact that we had sex. So, yeah, they just feel awkward talking to each other. That is what happens when you fuck your friends. You should never fuck your friends unless you're ready to have an awkward situation after the fact, okay? And I think this is even more awkward because the friend she fucked is married. So, you know, Molly gets a call from her mother, and so she's like, you know, Drew, I'm going to call you back. I have to call this my mom. And, you know, he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to see you tonight. She's like, yeah. And then she clicks over, but she hangs up. So, yeah, she's not only avoiding talking to her mom, she's lying to Drew because why? She feels awkward because she fucked her friend. Don't fuck your friends. We see Issa, who was on the bus ride going home because her car is, you know, not working. So I'm assuming she don't have insurance. You know, if she has insurance, she doesn't have renter's insurance because she's on the bus. And she saw a kid on the bus. I'm like, is that a kid from the school that she's with that she recognized? Well, you know, we don't know because they didn't address that in the TV show. She does text Daniel asking him, you know what I'm saying, it's been a minute, what you up to? You know, can we see each other tonight? And you know when someone texts you and you are about to text them back and those 3 little dots pop up to let someone know you're typing something? Yeah, he did that, but he ain't saying nothing back. So, of course, she's like, oh, my God, he's stupid. So, when she gets home, you know, she's still trying to get her rotation or her hotation, and she says it into order. So, she's like, well, you know what? I'm going to go see Neighbor Boo. And because she sees Neighbor Boo's light is on. So, she has her whole conversation with herself in the mirror, you know, geeking herself up to go get some dick. And she's like, you know, fire, what, this fire pussy? And I'm like, Issa, what's up, girl? First of all, even if you have slept with someone before, you never just pop up and go knocking on the door, okay? You don't do that. That's just against the rules. You won't like it if he just came and knocked on your door, like, can I get some pussy? So you really shouldn't go and just knock on his door and say, can I get some dick? You are supposed to do the same thing you did with Daniel. Send the brother a text. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Neighbor Boo, what's up? What you doing? You free? Can I get some dick tonight? Is what she could have said. That could have been her conversation in her head. But that wasn't what it was. So she gets herself all dialed up. Like, okay, yeah, this is the African shirt. He don't like my African shirt. Yep, like this African pussy. I'm looking like, Issa, calm down, girl. So, you know, she gets herself all dolled up and she goes knock on his door. And he opens, he's like, hey, Issa, yeah, did you text me? Did I text you and tell you to come over here? You know, if I did, I'm sorry. And she's like, no. I just saw your light is on, so I came, you know, to pop on by to say, you know, what's up? And, you know, I guess she didn't notice that he didn't open the door fully. And he didn't invite her in. And why didn't he? Because he had a whole new boo in there already talking about where my charger at. So I'm like, I hope that ain't the same fake ass charger that Issa brought to his house. Well, no, it wasn't, because she took that charger back. But, she feels pissed off. So she in the mirror having a secondary conversation. Like, you no good ass nigga. But I'm like, Issa, you didn't call or text that man first, and y'all ain't exclusive. He just on your rotation. So you can't get mad that he got somebody else down there giving his dick to. Okay? Issa, can't do that. So, back to her and him. She's like, you know what? All right, it's cool. He like, no, if I knew who was going to be, doing things like that, I would have been came upstairs and knocked on your door. Right, because what he would have did was he would have knew he can just come knock, and say, Issa, can I get some pussy? But you would have been pissed off, and he would have been all kind of bitches and hoes, and he would have been rude. So, you know what I'm saying? Women can't want to have it both ways. So the moral of the story is, always text and ask a person what they're doing before you pop over. Don't pop up to nobody's house. If you pop up, people have popped up to my house and not gotten in. People, even if you text me and say, hey, what you doing? I'm outside, I ain't gonna respond. You know what I'm saying? Because what you should have did was you should have texted me before you were on your way. I'm not responding to nobody who's outside unless it's my mama or my sister or my brother. Anybody else? Well, or my best friend Karla, or Shanae, or Carla Idiot. Anybody else, you know what I'm saying? You ain't getting in. So, yeah. I got all discombobulated. So, yeah, she had to go on about her way. So, when she went back up to her house, Daniel did text her back to tell her that he was busy in the studio, so he couldn't meet up with her because he was busy. Daniel, So, we do... There was I didn't even write down any notes for the whole Lauren's part. Lauren's story, I can see where it's going, okay? I can see where they are leading it to. So, he had like 2 or 3, maybe 3 scenes where he was pitching an idea to his bosses. And, I mean, to me, it sounded boring. To me, it sounded like it was just too much of nothing of something. And, his bosses kind of was like, okay, that was good. That was cool. Where you get those shoes from? Okay, cool, sneakers. Anytime your bosses ask you about your shoes and not your presentation or whatever you're submitting to them, they don't like it. You know what I'm saying? They don't like it. But Lawrence, of course, thought they loved it because they said, oh, yeah, it was great. Yeah, cool. So he was like talking to a coworker, the same girl who he was with at that little party the night him and Tasha broke up or whatever. And she's like, I don't think they liked it because they didn't ask you any questions. And he's like, all right, that's your opinion, whatever. So he went back to his bosses. They didn't like it because he noticed that they still didn't ask him any questions. So he figured out, for whatever reason, they don't like telling him he did bad, whatever. So he went back to the same coworker, the same girl, like, yeah, you was right or whatever. And they were flirting, back and forth, flirting. So I can see they're gonna hook up later on. So that was pretty much all his scene today. See, I got that together in like a minute and a half. So the next thing we see is Molly and Issa. They're at the car repair shop. Issa's getting her car looked at, and Molly is letting Issa know, how she feels like she fucked up her friendship. And Issa like, well, yeah, because you fucked your friend. Again, people, you can't fuck your friends. You just can't do it. Not at all. Unless you're both single and you're both looking to be together. But you can't fuck your friend because you're horny, or just fuck your friend because he in an open marriage. That's not smart. So Molly is saying, you know what, I'm going to just let him know when I see him tonight, because we want to watch a game, that, we can't do it no more. That was a one-time thing, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's all we got to do. So Issa finds out her car is like almost $6,000, and she's like, I can't afford that, I'm broke. So, Molly's giving her a ride, and Issa's feeling like the guys in her rotation ain't acting right. You know what I'm saying? She like, my car fucked up, I ain't got the money to pay for that. The guys in my life was fucked up. My problem was, it was Nick. I think his name was Nick, the Italian, Mexican, Latino guy. I guess she felt like because she didn't sleep with him, it messed up her whole rotation. And she's like, well, anyway, when I call for the dick, you supposed to bring the dick. Meaning, when she, hit Daniel up for some dick, he ain't come through. When she went down to neighborhood house, he ain't come through. So she feel like they shouldn't be able to fuck other people. But Molly like, well, ain't you fucking other people? But that ain't the point, Molly. Whose side is you on, Molly? But I'm a firm believer, too, is if you have 4 or 5 guys or 2 guys or how many guys you're sleeping with, you can't get mad if they are doing the exact same thing that you're doing. Why? Because you're all being hoes, okay? You are a part of their rotation like they are a part of yours. It's the goddamn hoe, it's a hoe down everywhere. Men hoes, women hoes, everybody hoeing around here. So, yeah. But she's like, yeah, I am kind of fucking with people. No, you are, because you fuck Daniel. And you fuck Neighbor Boo. And you are wanting to fuck the Tina Boo. So, yeah. Molly and Dro meet up for drinks. You know, they're watching the game or whatever. They're at a public place, at a restaurant. And she's like, you know, this is just weird. You know, take me seriously. I'm trying to talk to you. You know, this is just awkward. And he like, man, eat the fries. I got you some fries because you like fries. Eat the goddamn fries. She's like, ain't no fries left. And he like, well, yeah, I ate them because you was late. So then they playing with the goddamn fry. Next thing you know, they having sex. How you go from sharing French fries to fucking? I don't know. I know that can happen, but you know, not with your friend though. When you keep saying how you know you feel like it's weird, you know, you can't make the weirdness go away by keep fucking. No, it's not gonna happen. So, and he like, you know, how you feel? She's like, I feel good. I'm good. Well, of course you feel good now because you fucking that man. Lord, she is just never gonna learn. So the next thing we see is Issa has invited Latino Boo over. You know what I'm saying? And she like, oh, you know, because she was sitting there waiting for him to get there. So he knocked on the door and she got up and she opened the door. She had a cute little skirt. Her bra and stuff showing a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry, you know, I'm not even ready. I'm waiting for my real skirt that I'm going to wear. I need it to dry. He like, well, I like that skirt. Do you? I think it's a little short. He's, she is trying to get this man to just get in the mood to have sex. She ain't trying to have no secondary date. So, you know, he like, okay, well, cool, we can wait, you know, for your skirt to dry. She's like, okay, you want some wine? So she pours him some wine. He's asking her about the art on her walls and where did she get it from. She's like, oh, cheers. And she trying to get down to business. So they're sipping the wine. She kind of give him a kiss and she's trying to make her moves and she all kind of all over him. And he like, you know, well, hold up, wait a minute. She's like, what? You know, and they kissing again. He like, look. So at this point, I think she was trying to mess with his pants. Her shirt was all open, you know, so her boobs, her bra was open and everything. And he like, you know, hold up, I think we moving too fast. She's like, oh no, it's okay, you know, it's okay. And then he like, no, you know, I can't do this. She's like, oh, well, something wrong with you? Or something wrong with you? He's like, no, I just think, you know, I want to get to know you. And she's like, oh, yeah, no. Because what is Issa trying to do? Issa not trying to get to know anybody. Issa trying to have sex, okay? So she's like, look, Latino Boo, you cute, but I ain't trying to date you, no. So he's like, you know, I think we should go to dinner. She's like, oh, no, it's okay, no. And he gets up to leave. He's like, so you don't want to go to dinner? She's like, no, bye. And she makes this man leave. Issa, girl, you just fucking up. He was a nice man. He could have maybe wanted to have sex with you after dinner. You don't turn down a free date. You know what I'm saying? No, Issa. But, you know, she did. So the next thing we see is Molly and Dro in the bed naked talking. Now, first of all, I'm a firm believer you can't cuddle when you can't pillow talk naked after having sex and think everything gonna be cool. That's how you get connected. That's how feelings start to happen. And, you know what I'm saying, if you're in an open marriage, I don't think you really want to get more feelings for this person because it's supposed to be kind of like just sex. And if you are laying in bed talking after sex, somebody gonna catch some goddamn feelings. So, you know, Dro like, you know, well, I know you said it was supposed to be a one-time thing, but we done had sex 4 times now. So y'all had sex the one time, and then y'all had sex the one other time they showed. But since then y'all had sex 2 more times that night. Well, okay, Dro had a good ass stamina. So, you know, they're basically trying to figure out how this would work. She's like, you know, how would this work? This whole open marriage thing, it seemed like it would be messy. You know, I don't get it. So, you know, he like, look, I ain't looking to sleep with nobody else. But she was like, you know, are you going to try to find somebody else? What's going on? And he's like, no, I would only be sleeping with you. Well, and his wife. And she's like, what do I want to sleep with other people? He's like, you know, you would do you. Like, but I'm not looking to do that. And Molly asked, like, how did they kind of get into it? And he was like, well, my wife suggested it. You know, she didn't want us to be, you know, pigeonholed to just each other. So it was her idea. And Molly like, well, that's some boss shit. Well, you know, different strokes for different folks. And then he's like, look, we can either keep talking about this or we can just do this. You know, which one we're going to do. And they start doing it again. So, yeah. All the ladies are at this event, like this called Sex Explosions. And it was, you know, Molly, Issa, Kelly, and Tiffany. They're all there and everything. And, you know, they're walking around looking at different things. And they go up to a booth where they find out, oh, they have, you know, a dick sucking class that they can take. So at first they're looking at the little notes that says in the dick sucking class, it brings up how you give head with a condom on. They're like, well, who gives head with a condom on? That's like eating a popsicle with the wrapper on it. And I bust out laughing solely because I love popsicles. And I can imagine myself having to eat a popsicle with the pepper on. And it was just stupid. So I was like, you know, different shows, you know, different folks. So they all kind of laugh, oh no, you know, we have to get the dick safe. Okay, yeah, you know, sex, you know, blow jobs with condoms on is what it is. So they all do sign up to go to this blowjob class. They then give their different perspectives on blowjobs, where Kelly is saying, you know, I don't get blowjobs ever since Jaleel White, not Urkel, who had the musty balls in 11th grade. I don't give head anymore. You know, it's just not for me. Tiffany's like, I love giving head, you know what I'm saying? And I'm good at it. Look at my ring. Issa saying how she has big teeth and she's just not good at it. You know what I'm saying? That is too intimate as far as the, you know, eye contact and spitting on it and all that other stuff. I mean, Molly said she does not mind giving head because she gives it to after someone gives her head. Everybody have different feelings about giving head, but it was funny to see 4 friends who kind of have 4 different perspectives on sucking dick. You know, that was a different. Well, that's the kind of conversations that ladies, like female friends, have all the time. You like sucking dick? Girl, nah. You like sucking dick? Girl, yeah. You know, it's always a different conversation. Some girls, they go from that to, oh, do you like sucking balls too? Bitch, nah. I'm a firm believer in that's just disgusting. I just, the balls are just, oh my God, it's just disgusting. But I have friends who be like, girl, like, you know. But that's how, you know, that's how girls talk. So, you know, it was basically a whole dick sucking conversation. Tiffany kept making it seem like, you know, sucking dick can make anybody rule the world. We know that ain't true because Monica Lewinsky sucked Bill Clinton dick and she didn't get the world. You know, she was made out to be a whore. So, you know, sucking dick in all situations does not always get you the power that you think it will. I think if you suck your husband's dick and he marries you, then, you know, whatever. But just, you know, I can't, you know, it's just, yeah. It was just a whole dick sucking conversation, and it was just funny. Just because they all had different thought processes, and somebody was like, I can't stand these, you know, when black women in their stance on giving head, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. And they're like, that's because you went to a white girl school and you brainwashed Becky with the good hair. You know, they say white girls give head. She went to a white school, so they probably gave head, so she probably just assumes head is a good thing to do, but whatever. Whereas, you know, Issa like, I ain't trying to suck no dick, but then she think of her head, but if sucking dick can get the man to do what I want him to do, maybe I should start sucking dick. You know, so the next scene that we see, you know, Issa and Daniel are back hanging out. He's no longer busy, and, you know, they start kissing and hugging and everything, and Issa, you know, goes on to give him head. I guess she took the whole conversation with the ladies literal and thought, you know, because they were about to have sex, and she was like, no, you know, wait, hold on, you know, let me do this. And she proceeded to get get down on the ground, you know, while he was sitting on the couch, and gave him some head, and he was very happy. And you can tell that he was not used to Issa giving him head, because he was like, oh, what the fuck is going on here? She giving me some head. Oh my God. And so yeah, so she's giving him head. So cut to a scene of Molly and Dro, and they're in the room, at the room, getting their stuff done, and she in the tub, and he naked sitting on the tub, and, you know, he doing things, and they there together. His phone goes off, a text, and he's like, oh shit, I gotta go. Now, when he said, oh shit, I honestly thought he was gonna say, my wife is here. I thought they were at, like, his house, It didn't look like Molly's house, but they were at a room. But no, his wife texted him that she had like locked herself out, and she needed him to come let her in. Now she was like, "Oh, okay." So she was finna go to the tub. He was like, "No, you stay here. The room is already paid for. You know, we have rooms everything on the way. So food's on the way. You just stay and enjoy it." My thing was, what he didn't say was, "I'll be right back." Because my thing is, once you let her in the house, if y'all have an open marriage, shouldn't she know you got things to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming that's how open marriage works. If I'm with my other person and we seen other people, I shouldn't have to end my night early because you at the crib, you locked yourself out. So the fact that he did not say, "I'll be right back," I'm saying, "I'm going to let her in and I'm going to come back." Some may right with that open marriage. I don't know if he's lying or if he in an open marriage and she ain't. I want to get that part figured out. So, you know what I'm saying? He leaves and she's still there. So, yeah. Shoot back to Issa and she's still giving Daniel head. And Daniel was like, "Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God." You know what I'm saying? He having a good old jolly time and Issa bobbing and weaving, bobbing and weaving. That's what I call giving head. And he like, "You gonna make me come." Now, you know what I'm saying? Everyone know there are rules and regulations to giving head. You know what I'm saying? I'm not approved. I'm, you know, Mom, if you watching this, just bypass this part. So, if a person says, you know what I'm saying, "You about to make me come," you have one or two options, lady, okay? If you are an avid head giver and you don't mind it on you and you back up, it can go either way. It can go anywhere. Okay? You have to have control of it. If you are into swallowing children, you do whatever you need to do. Oh, that is so disgusting. Anywho, Issa, I guess, you know what I'm saying, Issa said she don't get sucked dick much. So, you know, when he said, "I'm about to come," you know, she did back up, but she didn't keep control of the dick. And what the dick do? The dick shot up in her face. Yep, a goddamn gonna come shot. As me and one of my friends on Facebook was just discussing this like 2 or 3 days ago. And the discussion was, is it disrespectful for a man to come on a girl's face? You can call it face paint, you can call it cum shots, face shots, how you want to, whatever you want to call it. You know, is it disrespectful for a man to come to shoot his load in a girl's face? And Daniel shot his goddamn on load in her face. But in his defense, she again had control of the dick. So she honestly shot herself in the face because you should have, you know, bobbed and weaved. You know what I'm saying? You could have caught it in your hand. You could have pointed it down. You know, you had options. But you left the dick and it just squirted deep. It was a lot right in her eye. And Issa was like, what the fuck? So she was pissed off. And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, my fault. I thought you was down, with that." I don't know. She didn't say she was, Daniel. And she's like, "Why would you do that in my face? Oh my God, I didn't expect that." And he, it was funny because he kind of didn't take her serious on how angry she was, and she was so angry. But truth be told, you suck that man dick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you should technically have these kind of conversations. You can ask, sometimes, a guy should ask, you know what I'm saying, "Can I come in your face?" And the girl will be like, "Yeah." But if you don't have that, or if you say to a guy, "Don't come in my face," don't come off, or whatever. Don't you let the guy know what to do when he's about to come. Let me know before you come, or don't bust in my face, don't come in my mouth, just let me know. Okay? But if you don't say nothing, I mean, I assume the guy would just do whatever. If you keep sucking, he gonna come in your mouth. If you take his dick out and start jacking him off, he gonna come in your face. Unless you point the dick somewhere else. I mean, that's just, common sense. But Issa was pissed off and she had to wipe the cum off her face. And it was so hilarious because he really did paint her damn face. And we just talked about that on Facebook the other day. And a lot of guys were saying how they don't think it's disrespectful. They like to do that to some people, Some guys did say it was disrespectful. I felt it was disrespectful because why would you want to come in a girl? I'm like, that's just just no. So she's like, I can't believe you would do that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask for this. And he like, but I didn't ask you to suck my dick either. And I'm like, oh, Daniel, no, don't say that. Don't say that, Daniel. But he said it, and she was like, fuck you, and threw like a towel at him, and then she left. Now, my thing is, did Issa overreact? Yes, she did. Solely because that's what happens when you voluntarily suck someone's dick. Okay? Now, was Daniel wrong? Yes. Because Daniel should not have said, well, I didn't ask you to suck my dick. That was kind of rude. You know what I'm saying? I know you didn't mean it like that. But when she's standing there and she got cum on her face, that just ain't the right thing to say, Daniel. You just should not have said it. You should have said, you know what? My bad, it happened so fast. I didn't mean to do it. I'm so sorry. She held her eye because, of course, it's shot in her eye. So she probably halfway blind. So, she leaves. So, Issa blind, and she's standing outside by a gas station because, she don't have no damn car. And she's sitting there holding her eye, and, a car pulls up. I'm like, why is it like this? I'm like, well, that ain't Molly, and that ain't Tiffany, and that ain't Kelly. Who the fuck she called? Issa had to call an Uber pool. So Issa, who was blind in one eye because she got shot in the face with cum, is in the car with two other strangers and the goddamn Uber driver who's like, is it Issa? And she's like, yeah. He's like, Issa pool. I'm like, God damn it, it's Issa. You just need to, you know what I'm saying, stay calm, hold that one eye. Put some ice on it or something. Make sure you ain't got pink eye because that can just be horrible. And then even the white girl in the back seat, like, can you put on some black on a black station? Bitch, what's a black station? Why I gotta be black? What, you couldn't say put on some? So, and that was the end of the episode. So, Issa getting cum shot in her face, to me, was hilarious. But also, I guess it's a life lesson to, if you don't suck dick because you feel like you're not good at it, then don't suck dick. You know what I'm saying? She sucked his dick based on what Tiffany said. You can't do things sexually because your friends like to. If your friends say anal sex is really good, you should try it. Don't try it, because I'm a firm believer in anal sex is always rape. Don't do it. So if you don't suck dick, don't suck dick. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to suck a man dick in order for him to really be there. Not only that, Issa, if you ain't trying to have that man be your man, why you sucking his dick? So, that was my review for Insecure. Season 2, episode 6? Yeah, episode 6, hella blows. I'm like, that was a hella blow. That was a lot of sperm. Like, he shot her face. I mean, he was like, it's cloaked in this, clear sperm. I was just like, oh my God, that's just so disgusting. And I literally was like, oh, that is crazy. But, yeah. So, moral of the story is, don't fuck your friends, don't suck dick unless you really suck dick, and anal sex is rape. So, I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Until next time, people, peace.